Hello everyone and welcome to another China Q&A. This is the series in which I answer all your questions about China, my experiences, my opinions, or just any kind of facts about China in general. I pulled these questions off of my Instagram, at Austin in China, and also my Facebook, also at Austin in China, I think. So yeah, let's get into it. We're first stopping off at Graham City, and we're going to see Joshy Joshkins says, how hard is it to get around with little to no Mandarin? It really depends where you are. If you are in a bigger city, Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, or Chengdu, then you're fine. You don't really need to know that much Chinese. If you are taking a taxi, you can easily just write down the characters for wherever you need to go. If you need to buy things, you can just point at the things you need. I would say you should probably know like phrasebook Chinese. That will make your life so much easier no matter where you are. Know maybe directions, numbers, and things like, oh, I want this or I need this. That'll get you through a lot of daily life. The next question is, what are the most useful apps in China? This is a quick one because I think there are probably 3 that are really, really good. 1, WeChat. WeChat is a super app that has basically every function you'll ever need in China. And number 2, Didi. Didi is China's Uber, for obvious reasons, very good. And then last is Mobike, the bike sharing app. Please get that. That'll make your life really, really easy. Another question that's coming in is about side hustles for university teachers. Now, there are a lot of things available. I think probably the most common thing to do is just teach on the side, just find private students. That's not super hard to do. And it gets you a lot of extra money. It'll really, really go a long way to supplementing your university pay if you choose to do so. I used to do it, but nowadays, not so much. I have a lot of friends who are doing other things, like they're writing books, they teach yoga classes, they are fitness instructors, they are game programmers. I know a guy who just created his own game. I mean, there's so many things you can do. I know people who work at bars and restaurants on the side. So, yeah, there's lots to do. A very useful question that's come in is advice about cell phones. Should I bring my iPhone 6 or whatever it was? Yeah, bring your cell phone along. But I would check, depending on which network you're on, it will be incompatible with like 4G. So if you're going to bring your phone along, check which network it's on, which frequencies it's on, and then check which Chinese providers are on that frequency and will be compatible with that frequency. And that's all available online in English, so you'll be okay. The next question, and I like how simple it is, it's just gay side of China? Yep, there definitely is one. Now, I don't know much about the gay side of China, actually. I only have a few gay friends here, and I don't really go into their private life. Like, they're just like colleagues or people I run into in passing. I do know there are a couple of bars that are favored by them, or like nightclubs. I do hear that Chengdu is like the gay capital of China, but honestly, it's not really. I don't think so. It's probably the lesbian capital of China, because you see them everywhere. As far as like gay men, I think Chongqing is probably going to be a better city, at least what I've heard. I don't know much. I did film a video way back in the day with Frank. I'll put a link to it in the description or a card up here in the corner. But yeah, I don't know that much, sorry. The next question is about international students sitting the gaokao in China. Gaokao is the Chinese entrance exam that all Chinese students take in order to get a spot in college. And as far as my knowledge goes, no, they don't have to. They're going to have to take some kind of equivalent exam. They may take the SAT, the ACT, some other kind of exam, but they're not expected to take the gaokao because the gaokao is fully in Chinese. Well, there is an English section, but that's for like English as a second language. Yeah, your kids won't have to sit the gaokao. And if they end up going to university here, they will have to take some extra language classes before doing their degrees in Chinese. Although there are some degrees offered in English depending on the university. The next question, favorite plates. I think he means dishes, and yes, he did actually say he meant dishes. It's hard to say. I really like a good dan dan mian. I really like a good dan dan noodle. I really like that. I love hot pot. I love chuan chuan. I really miss Lanzhou beef noodles, proper Lanzhou beef noodles. Jianbing guozi from Tianjin, I really miss as well. That was fantastic. Shandong Jianbing is really good. Guokui, love guokui. It's hard to really pick one thing. I like a lot of snacks and street food, although I don't eat too many nowadays. So yeah, I might just gonna go with General Chuan. He's put another question in there. How do I send money overseas? Well, there's one way. There is to send it through Bank of China. That's probably that's the most official answer I can give you. That's the way that the government wants you to send money overseas. But there are things for American citizens. There are third-party websites and apps you can use to send money overseas. I'll put them in the description below. I've used them. They're good. But for people who are not Americans, I really don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe Western Union. Some places offer that, but sorry about that. Would you be open to living anywhere besides Sichuan, like Hong Kong, Macau, and then places like that? America? Well, yeah, I mean, I can't live in China forever. I can't live in Sichuan forever. And I briefly mentioned this in my last video, how I'm kind of thinking about the next step. But, you know, it's hard because there are so many things you look for when you're moving to a new city. You want it to be perfect, even though you know it won't be. But Chengdu is the closest I found to perfect so far. It's just a great city. So I don't really want to leave unless, you know, circumstances change or, you know, I just really get tired of certain aspects of my life, which I briefly talked about before in the previous video. So yeah, I'm definitely open to it. But as far as Hong Kong, no ways. It's too crowded, it's too expensive, there's too much competition. Real estate is mind-bogglingly expensive. Besides every other aspect of life there, I do not understand the appeal of Hong Kong. I mean, I guess if you wanted to live in New York City but have more Chinese people, yeah, sure, you could go to Hong Kong, but it's not really my kind of place. But yeah, I mean, go for it if that's what you like. As far as Macau goes, I don't know anything about Macau except there's a lot of gambling there. So, I mean, sure, I don't gamble, but I don't know. Another question tied into that is, will you grow old in China? Like, will you stay long term? I don't know. I have no idea. Forever's a long time. Forever's a long time. And I think I will always be in and out of this country for sure. Marrying a Chinese and, you know, within the next few years having a half Chinese baby, having in-laws, things like that. Yeah, I'll always be in and out of China. But as far as like living here, I don't think I'll live here forever, but there may be periods where I come back and forth for a couple of years and then go back for a little while, then come back. And, you know, the future's open, man. How quick or easy is it to move to China? That's a tough question. Well, it's not as easy as it used to be. There's a lot more paperwork that you have to get in order to come here now. You have to do things like background checks, and you have to get those like translated and notarized and like verified, authenticated or whatever. And you have to go through a lot more steps now. It's not as easy as it used to be. It used to just be get like copies of your degree and any certificates and a few other documents, maybe 10 documents or less, and then you'd be good to go. But that's not necessarily the case now. But I mean, it's still thoroughly doable. People are coming here all the time, so it's not like super hard to get here. Yeah, I'd say probably the background check and getting things notarized and authenticated. That's probably the most difficult step. Finding a job's easy, and once you get into the system, it's very easy to stay. I've been here for what feels like forever. So yeah, once you get in the system, you'll be fine. How many Dico's burgers can I eat in one sitting? Well, eat, maybe 4, 5, who knows? But how many can I keep down? 0. Dico's. Oh, it's not good to go. Not good to go. Living in China, what a legend. Love that guy. If you don't know that guy, go check out his channel. It's weird and awesome. What's the average wage for a foreign teacher in Chengdu? I'd probably say somewhere between 11 to 15,000 RMB a month, something like that. maybe a little more, depending on where you are, but average, it falls between, I'd say, 12 to 15, something like that. And I think that's about going to do it for this time's Q&A. If you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll pull them for next time, whenever I'm going to do this next time. Wow, that guy got very close to me. I am filming on the street, fair enough. But yeah, leave your questions for me down below in the comments, and I will get around to them whenever I get around to them, all right? Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.